Welcome to a travel day in our lives that turned drastically wrong. We woke up early in the morning because we had to fly from Mallorca to Madrid and then Madrid to Miami. The first obstacle we came across was my bag breaking. So the locks just wouldn't stay closed. So we went over to the people who wrap the luggage and had it wrapped just to be extra safe that nothing would fall out. And here's where it starts to get bad. We got an email that our flight from Madrid to Miami was canceled and then rebooked on the next flight. So here we are, super excited that we're getting a free day in Madrid, extra day. Powell's not too happy about it. But we stopped for coffee because our first flight to Madrid was delayed by 3 hours. And then the guy behind us starts talking to us about how all of the electricity is out in all of Spain and Portugal and even some of France. So we're like, what is going on? We have no idea what's going on. The flight attendants know nothing. At this point, we were debating even getting on this flight because Mallorca still had power, but we checked our bags. We had no choice but to go to Madrid. Clearly, credit cards aren't going to work if there's no electricity. So here we are counting how much US dollars we have, even though that's not going to get us anywhere. Powell had a bunch of $2 bills. And then we found this $1 bill from the Bahamas. When we landed in Madrid, we stopped to get some food because obviously the airport had their generators still working. So we figured that might be our best bet to grab what we could. And then we charged our phones. And this was the line for the taxis because no one had service to get Ubers. We waited in line for like maybe an hour and 40 minutes, stopped for another coffee, and then we were finally next in line to get a taxi. So the taxi driver told us that he's not going to be able to drop us off directly in front of the hotel because of all of the traffic and gridlock. So once the traffic started getting really bad, we decided to get out and walk, even though it was like a 35-minute walk with all of our luggage. So here we are, just walking through the streets of Spain. It was so crowded in the street. We were vibing though. Like everyone was just hanging out outside in the park, walking around. It was gorgeous weather. Everyone was just drinking. All the lights were off. People were still serving food and drinks. And it was just a full vibe. And then we turned the corner and there was these girls playing a little violin concert off of their balconies. Everyone was clapping. It was so cute. But then at this point we had absolutely no service, which is weird because we had service towards the airport, but then once we started getting into the city, there was no service whatsoever, so that was kind of creepy. We checked into the hotel, which was super cute, but didn't have a generator or water whatsoever. And then here we are going back to the airport. We ended up taking a shower at the lounge because obviously they had the generator and everything, and now we're back in Miami.